Advocate, on bail and the legal position, we were talking about this just yesterday. Is bail in such cases legally routine, or does the speed of the bailing process and the speed of the Lamborghini, no pun intended, raise eyebrows as well? What does remand denied actually signify here? Help the layman out there.
Kabir, I would like to make another point which you just referred to about giving a false evidence. In this case, the bigger question or larger question is not that whether they were entitled, whether Shivam was entitled to bail or not. The larger question is from day one till today, there had been false evidences, false statements, false, persons brought before the police, brought before the prosecution for the purpose of misleading the prosecution. So that is a larger question. If every case is being allowed to be handled like this by the police, that whosoever was there was an impersonification. The police had to say no, that driver was not there. This Shivam was on the driving wheel. So all those things, they are punishable under section 227 and 231 of the BNS. So that is a larger question in this case. The state, if it believes that there should be law and order and people should have faith in the justice delivery system, then the
Advocate, what do you make of Shivam Mishra's lawyer, Mr. Naresh Chandra Tripathi, who says the police was working under due duress right from day one? Look at the confidence of these lawyers. I mean, isn't everybody lying right through their teeth?
That's what I'm saying. That is a larger question which needs to be addressed. That all those who lie before the prosecution, all those who lie before the this prosecution system, why should they not be punished? And on the face of it, there are evidences. There are strong evidences to that effect. That one driver, other driver taking out. So all those things must be taken seriously so that the people have the faith in the justice delivery system, including the prosecution role of the prosecution in checking in maintaining the rule of law.
You know what, Advocate? You know what? I'll ask you this. Officer Sahai was just telling us about tampering of evidence. If there is plausible reason with the court that the evidence could be tampered, then bail in those situations would not be given. 4 days. That's a massive gap. Can an accused influence the timeline of the investigation by remaining quote-unquote unavailable, whether it's Delhi, whether it's the United States of America? You're unavailable for a few days. How do you think the accused can actually influence the timeline of the entire accident and, of course, manipulate evidence?
So that's there. But as I said, the sections which might have been invoked is like, to my understanding, 338 and 279 of the IPC, that is rash and negligent driving and causing grievous hurt by the rash and negligent driving. I have not seen the sections invoked in the FIR, but it is a serious case from the point of view of giving false evidence before the state. So that is more serious issue. If the state of UP, if the police of UP wishes that the people should have faith in the justice delivery system or in the rule of law, they must take stringent and strong action against a person. And if possible, 227 and 231 of giving a false evidence under the BNS, those sections should be invoked in the FIR, and there the punishment is 7 years of imprisonment. And that is because that is also quite apparent. And if those sections are invoked, if the police is serious about its own dignity, if its own
so it seems like, Advocate, these sections were cherry-picked. And of course, we know whom to help.